Welcome, 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 welcome. And make sure the streaming is working. And hopefully the computer doesn't choke. We are gathering for a love morning. I am confirming that we are live. We are allowing people to hopefully get a notification, YouTube telling them, hey, guess who's live? It's Halcyon. And giving everyone a chance to find their way here from Facebook. Although now my computer is going super slow, which makes me think good idea. One of the pieces of this process, whether it's the recording, maybe the recording, or maybe it's the Opal software. That is a very good possibility. Just when I thought everything was great. Just when I thought, I may have an idea here. I may have a solution. In my system. Oh, that's pretty loud. But it reminded me that I have my microphone here. So here's what I can do. Here's what I can do. If we're still here. I'm in such a good mood that I don't even care that technology is falling apart. I'm in a great mood. I cannot wait to talk to you and tell you about why I'm in such a good mood. I'm using Zoom to broadcast. So I am going to change my video to my old Logitech. All right. Oh, looks like I'm closer in the Logitech. Wonder why that is. Okay. Nice and close. And then I'm going to turn off this software and see if that frees up anything on my computer. And then I am going to, yeah, that seemed to help. At least I made it help. So I don't know if you've been able to hear me the whole time or if you are just now finding my image, connecting with you, but welcome to Love Morning. It is time for a day to start. Dun, 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 dun. This is where we share our heart. Do, 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 do. If we do it well, it's art. Do, 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 do. Help me have a super start to this Love Morning now. Hey, good morning. Welcome, Faith. And welcome, Brent. Welcome, Chris. Welcome, Rachel. Crystal's saying that the video is stalling. Not sure if that is. Oh, it's better now, it says. Great. Okay, so there is something with the Opal software. That is super important and a little bit of a bummer, but it lets me know where I need to head in the future ongoing journey of tech. I don't know, it was just yesterday when Lisa joined us here and we were over at the beach. And she said that she doesn't know how I deal with the technical struggles. And I said, it's kind of like having chronic pain. You just learn to live with it. If you're going to be broadcasting every day by yourself, you just live with it. Sometimes I have a better mood about it than others. Today I feel great. And I will tell you why. One, because I think we're here now. We're live. I'm live on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm connecting with you. Oh, no, not this camera. This camera. That's right. Can't fool me, computer. Happy day after Thanksgiving. I hope you had a beautiful day of Thanksgiving, 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 whatever that the day meant for you. I hope that you were able to feel it deeply. I am so grateful for a day with family. My family had our traditional beach walk at La Jolla Shores, and it was so beautiful clouds. We took family photos, like a Christmas picture. Lisa joined us for the family photo for the Christmas card, which, these little symbolic things of relationship significance, like Lisa and I now being Facebook official, Lisa being in the photo for our family Christmas card, and of course cohabitation. But I I brought my new Ray-Ban Meta glasses, which I don't know if you've been hearing me talk about them. I just got them. They are, they record. You can do 15, 30-second or 60-second video clips or take photos. And so I brought it to the beach for our family outing and just, started taking some little videos as I was going. Telling me the battery's 100%. Cool. And I caught some really cool little clips. And then the software made a little, like, you can make a montage out of the clips. And it's not like it's not great for making something like crisp and professional, but for just capturing little clips of an event or an experience and then make it into a super easy to make memory montage. It was pretty awesome. And it was fun. I'm super grateful for having the footage and having the experience. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my mom. So my mom, yesterday, I get to her and there's something that looks different about her. I'm noticing her eye makeup, which I don't normally notice. And I remember she just had cataract surgery. And so one of her eyes had surgery. The other, she has a contact in. And it's the first time since she's 8 years old that she wasn't wearing glasses. She had very legally blind without her glasses. And it was so cool that, initially I was like, this face looks weird to me. And after about 20 minutes, I was like, oh, she is so beautiful. I love her so much. I love seeing her face without any obstruction. So grateful for my mom's evolving beauty and grateful that her first half of her surgery went well. Grateful for living in San Diego and the weather that we get to enjoy a beach day with beautiful clouds on Thanksgiving. What are you grateful for? I would love to hear what you are grateful for. I'm not seeing any comments on YouTube. Not sure if that is because no one is here or because no one has anything to say. If you are speaking on YouTube, my apologies. There's some tech glip, which is a glitch and a blip. Glip. Oh, I am also grateful for clarity that I got about the January 13th and 14th workshop I'm going to do in San Diego. I got a bunch of insights and I was brainstorming and I was starting to really come together. And then I was going over all of my ideas with Lisa. And she brought up the idea, what if you incorporated your recent sobriety explorations? And it was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Like, okay, this is going to be a sober summit. I'm going to do a Love Ambassador Sober Summit in San Diego, where we're going to help one another to be fully expressed and radically self-expressed and authentic and practice gratitude for workshops for a day and a half and go out to a nightclub, a dance party sober. So for people that are longtime sober or for people that just want to try their first night out ever at a club with a clear head, I'm super excited about it. So I'll be posting about that soon and how to reserve a spot if you want to do it. I'll probably just be like 10 to 12 people. And it was an interesting shift in me because I'm so grateful for Lisa and her perspective. And I was kind of resistant to the idea of like teaching in a class. And so she's helped me to see how much more rewarding I think it will be for me to invite a summit, invite fellow people who have things to learn as well as to teach. And so that we can to invite in the genius and beauty of my peers instead of presenting, a workshop to help people. And which I feel like I can qualify to do as well. But this idea of a sober summit is like, not only is it won't feel like a job, it's like part of my practice. Kind of like this is part of my practice. This morning love broadcast, this Hug Nation gathering of gratitude with you. This is my practice. The Zoom gratitudes every day. It's part of my practice. And this Sober Summit will be part of my practice. So very excited. Panos, hello to you in Greece. Panos says, grateful that I am at my mom's favorite island and I'm able to spread her ashes at her favorite beach. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Panos. Feeling you deeply right now. We were talking about Thanksgiving, thanks taking, and thanks grieving. And it sounds like you are able to celebrate some Thanksgiving. Good morning, Mingle. Happy day after Thanksgiving to you. I love you. Hello, Alex. Rachel says, I am grateful for some recent physical healing that occurred spontaneously. Combined prayers. Wow, incredible. Oh, thank you for sharing. I'm going to refresh YouTube and see if that helps me. Also grateful for my mother. Oh, also my mother passed peacefully in her sleep. My heart is with you. If either you or Panos would like to share your mother's names, I would love to know who they are, know their name. Oh, hey, look, there we go. Now I am seeing comments in YouTube. Awesome. Lokabala says, thank you as always. You're such a wonderful bright light in all of our lives. Thank you. I sure appreciate that. And I appreciate the generation of light that we create together. The account Ant says, I'm grateful for when the work is done for me. I often wonder about unknowns, so seeing things come together is like magic. I like everything you said, and this has been super dope. There is a lot. Thank you. Good morning. Love you. It is also amazingly courageous to read comments from people. I imagine it is difficult at times. Always made a little easier when we have community, though. Wonderland says, good morning. Good morning. Much love to Stella. Thank you, Panos. Natasha says, good morning from Frosty Olympia. I'm grateful for a warm house and NFL football on TV at noon on Black Friday. I'm also grateful for a partner who works with me through the insecurities and anxieties that try to take up residence in my brain. That's beautiful. Yeah, those are elements of relationship that, were not in my toolbox or abilities when I was younger. The idea of being an ally to my partner's struggles. I felt like I kind of had to protect myself, I think, subconsciously. And I think you have to go through a certain amount of inner work to have footing so that you can be available and not get caught up in someone else's stuff. And I think that's one of the hugest parts about relationship learning is not to take things personally, and then you can be available and supportive. Rachel's mother's name was Fruma or Francine. Thank you, Rachel. Good morning, Bill. Bill says, I'm grateful for my life and kids. It just sucks being single on days like this, all day alone, just feeling some kind of way. Had to work all day. Anyways, I could use a hug. Well, you're here now. We are connected. We are sharing a feeling of connection, and we will have a hug in 5-10 minutes, something like that. Natasha says, it's only taken me 46 years. I feel you. At 52. What else was I going to share? Okay, shared that the Sober Summit. It's so weird as I say it. It feels edgy for me, which I think is probably proof that I'm on the right track of something that would be good for me and for the world. Bill says, I'm grateful for the holidays and the opportunity to share Burning Man principles out here in the default. The world would be a better place if we all followed them. True. And I think it's important not to get too caught up in fixing the world, because it's a really, life gets hard and daunting and overwhelming if you look at the amount that needs to get fixed, and the suffering, and the people who are contracted and so in their patterns of protection that end up being harmful to others. So I think, trying to keep recalibrating ourselves to how can we be the change? How can we, and not even to change, how can we, someone in the retreat that I went to, they said, we need to be how we want to feel. Be how we want to feel. So if we want to feel connected and loving, then we have to be connecting and loving. And I see you do that all the time, Bill. I think it's awesome. Thank you, Natasha. In some ways, like Sober Summit, I'm like, I'm only 9 months in here, so I do not qualify as being a teacher or a instructor of anything sober. So I'm hoping that we have people that sign up for it that have a lot more experience than me, and maybe some that have less. Maybe some people that know that they would like to integrate more sobriety into their world, but don't think it's possible. I mean, a year ago, that would have been me. I would have been like, I ain't going to the Sober Summit, or maybe I would have had the thought of like, I don't know if I really could have as much fun sober. So maybe this would be a good idea for me to try. Let me just suspend disbelief and explore how much I can surrender. I want to read you what I said. I want to read you. Hello, Moosecock. Welcome. And Natasha says, I can share my experience from this point in. That's right. Because I think that's something that really came through for me here and in gratitude circles and in the retreat that I went to, is that, there was a time, I'm not speaking too clearly, but that there was a time when I felt like I was ahead of the curve in terms of self-awareness. I'd listened to all of Alan Watts. I'd been to Burning Man for years and years. I was early in internet stuff and Byron Katie. And so I was kind of like, I had a little edge up on us, kind of the status quo of self-awareness. But that has changed. The number of people who are in therapy, that being coached, the people that are working on their trauma, the people that they're like, there's a lot of people with a lot to share. We are surrounded by people who have wisdom for us. And so the creating a space where people are empowered to share their wisdom is a really incredible thing, and then when it's also part of that lesson that you need to remember, that we are all divine beings and total fuck ups. So you can, early in the morning be like, I don't know what is going on. I don't get anything, and have someone appear, help you, comfort you, maybe even share some of their experiences that help align your awareness to a better place. And then later in the day, you are in your power and you're solid, and you can offer guidance and wisdom to someone else. And that shift from like, I suck to I suck and I'm awesome, I think that's where you go for the rest of your life. And this Sober Summit is, for me, is been an amplification. The sober journey is an amplification of that awareness, and really been highlighting and getting clarity around pieces of the why I sometimes think I suck, and moving more and more of the time spent into the I'm fucking awesome. And so I think the idea of bringing people together who can help one another with that journey of less suck, more awesome in our self-awareness, which allows us to be then more empowered and more strong in what we share with the world, create more ripples. That's my intention with this gathering, and I guess kind of with my life. So thank you for being a part of all that. And if you are interested in joining me on the weekend of January 13th, 14th in San Diego for the Sober Summit, I will have a link very shortly with details of how to reserve your spot. Can you tell I'm excited? Rachel says both empowered and safe. Yes. Mingle says, I suck and I'm awesome. Now that preaches. I have stickers that say, oh, actually, I grab one. They say, I am a total fuck up, and is real big, I'm a divine being. Rigel said, I suck and I'm awesome. Funny you would say that because I'm already come to that conclusion word for word about myself. Ta-da, here we are. Awesome. And sometimes sucking. I think the part about, like, sometimes we feel like we suck. The reality is we're all human all the time. And it's the whole package that we learn to love more and more in ourselves and in others. But that you don't hit the finish line during one human lifetime. Well, thank you, Gail. You are fucking awesome too. If anyone else has any more gratitude to share, this would be the perfect time before we have a hug. I'm grateful for this post-Thanksgiving day with you. I'm grateful for an incredible Thanksgiving. I'm grateful for my mom's cooking and Jen's cooking and Lisa's cooking and my brother's making fancy mocktails. I know what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful. We do a round of gratitude around the table in Thanksgiving, and I said I'll start, and then my mom goes, why don't you close us up? Why don't you finish this? And so instead, Dad, why don't you start? And my dad goes, my mouth is full, and he said it in kind of like a snippy way, and I was like, oh, okay, so now we're going to close with Dad, who's in a bad mood. And the gratitudes were so beautiful. Even my nephews were really beautiful. And my brother's was really awesome. Lisa's was poetic and beautiful. I shared, oh, no. And then my mom goes, no, Ron, why don't you go? And then John can close this. And so my dad shared, and this is what I'm grateful for. It was the most beautiful, touching gratitude, grace sharing that I've ever heard from him. It was sincere and had a little bit of humor in it, which really, I'm like, oh, I'm my dad's son. And it was heartfelt. And I'm just so grateful that I'm getting to witness him in this chapter. It is a side of him that is blossoming, and so grateful that he is in my life and that I have such opportunities with their proximity and their health that I get to spend so much time with my parents. Good morning, Paul. I'm grateful for you, Paul. Paul says, I'm grateful for a holiday about gratitude and sharing it with family and friends. I agree. Yeah, Thanksgiving is a nice, wonderful day, and I want to acknowledge, as Bill kind of pointed out, that it can be a difficult time, whether we have memories of loved ones that are no longer with us, or we have desires to be surrounded by more people and we are alone, or whether we are connected to and feeling into the grief of Indigenous peoples' history and how that is connected to this day of remembrance. And also wrapped in all of it is gratitude, and an opportunity to really adjust our baselines a little bit. I've been really really feeling gratitude for safety lately. It's something that I definitely take for granted. It's like the lowest part of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it's one I don't think about much. But in recent weeks, as I am sharing gratitude circles with people who are missing a gratitude circle because they were in their bomb shelter in Israel, or there's just the reality of how incredible each day is, and how easy it is to get caught up in, oh my God, I have this huge zit on my back. Lisi said, "You're eating for two," which was pretty fucking funny, to be honest. But and it's easy to get caught up, or I got some little aches and pains that seem to be lingering, but if I can adjust my baseline and go, oh man, I feel safe in my home. I'll just stay with that. I'm so grateful for the feeling of safety, and my heart goes to anyone who does not have that luxury. I'm so grateful that you're here with me today, and I welcome you to join me in a hug. So wherever you are, let's give ourselves a big squeeze. Feeling grateful for this body. If we're safe right now, feeling great for that. Feeling grateful for the opportunity to connect with fellow human beings. Recognizing that, yep, sometimes we suck and sometimes we are awesome. Actually, we're always both. It's just sometimes we focus on one and the other. And so let's work as love ambassadors to remind one another of our awesomeness and our shared suckness. In this moment, let's be grateful for the opportunity to be on that path of learning together. Take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and you, thanks for being here for this Hug Nation Love morning. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Stay tuned for more on the Sober Summit.